keeps going the same way that it started off this morning. Mike will be insulting and
I'm gonna be MF. I'm gonna be going
he's
off on
gonna be
everything and everyone today.
insulting Mexicans before you know it on
No.
Cinco de Mayo.
I would not be doing that to my Mexican
Good
homies.
morning, everybody. Welcome to the two Dum Yinzers. This is episode 302. I don't know how to say that in Mexican, but or Spanish.
Spanish, and that is
Happy
Ryan
Cinco
at
de Mayo, everybody.
2WYinzers.com.
Good morning. It's Friday. It's going to be 70 degrees here in the Pittsburgh area today. I couldn't be more excited. The weather, Cinco de Mayo, the Pirates are out of Tampa. It couldn't get better, guys. This is the day. This is the day. It's Friday. No work for anybody over the weekend except for Mike. So everybody makes out here.
Well, what was that about my crack?
How are you doing this morning, fellas?
I am all over the place right now. I am just not with it. I was trying to make some YouTube shorts, trying to just get this thing going here, and it's nothing wanted to work right for me.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, I had like some cool ideas. It's not nothing wants to work right on my computer. So I think I'm done. I am done for the day. I'm picking up the phone. I'm dialing it.
Oh, what a terrible personality. What a terrible attitude to have on Cinco de Mayo. That's all I gotta say.
It's because I'm sober right now. I'm sober on Cinco de Mayo. I have a cup of coffee.
Go get some tequila and get with it, man.
Well, maybe after the show. There we go. Now you're speaking my language. Now you got me perked up there.
I do want to make a special announcement. Big announcement, if you will. You might want to sit down. Last week, before the 9 Pirate game road trip, we here at the two Dum Yinzers, we took a poll. We made predictions on what we thought the result of 9 games, the 9 road games would be. There were Washington, there were Tampa, and somebody else. I don't know who. But anyway, Mike had picked that the Pirates are going to win 6 games of these 9 and lose only 3. Derpy said that they're going to win 5 games and lose only 4. And I said that they were going to win 4 games and lose 5. And as we watched it play out, the first 2 series goes by. It's 4-2. We're getting ready to head into Tampa. I thought this is going to get down. This is going to go down to the very end. To the very end, it is. And you know what it was? It came all the way down to yesterday on whether the Pirates won or lost, how this thing turned out. And you know what? They went 4-5. It wasn't
we gave this team too much credit.
We gave them a little too much credit at the time, I think. We'll get into that in a moment. But this time is reserved for the winner, I think, of the predictions. And we'll talk a little bit about that more in a minute, just in case anybody doesn't know the history of the predictions on this show. It could be pretty comical, I think. As you remember, during football season, Mike and I would predict every football score during the week for in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
And Mike, at one point, it got so bad for Mike. He literally lost. All right. Mike lost to an inanimate object, Derpy.
No.
To a real life inanimate object. This is how bad Mike's predicting was. He lost to something that doesn't eat, sleep, breathe, all the things that make you a living human being. He literally lost, Derpy.
What did I lose to? What did I lose to?
What did you lose to? You asked.
I see. I think you're clowning. I remember I beat every inanimate object. Oh, crap. I forgot about them. I forgot about the stupid puppet.
And this, guys, we haven't seen in a while, but this is a Ryan puppet. Yes, this is what Ryan looks like without his beard. And this is the inanimate object that Mike lost to.
I tell you what, the Ryan puppet actually had a better record than you when it actually picked. That's all I'm going to say.
Now, what Ryan puppet did was he chose the very worst of the teams that
he did.
I chose every underdog, every team that didn't have a chance, and he still beat Mike that week. And I think
it was like the movie's Brewster's Millions when he went had his boy go down to the ponies. All long shots. You're never allowed to gamble here again and won, hundreds of thousands of dollars. This is what happens to me. I got Brewster Million.
You got Brewster Million. Ryan Dummy, you remember this? See, okay. What do you remember from that day, Ryan Dummy? Well, I remember picking all the wrong teams, and I still beat old Grande Golos over there. Oh, Grande Golos, yeah.
Huh.
But anyway,
Huh.
it was
That was actually kind of funny. I hate you both.
but I just did want to throw out there, and I did want to bring back for this special occasion Ryan Dummy, because we haven't seen him for a while. I know we certainly haven't seen him since Derpy got on the show. So I did want to bring him on to say hi to Derpy. Hola. There you go, Derpy. And I just did want to say that it was very, 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 it was a very big moment on this show. And here we are, episode 302. And he did want to stop by just to say hi and rub it in your face a little bit, Mike. So there you have it. Adios. All right. So there you go.
Deuces, homie.
There you go. Good things only happen to Mike when Ryan Dummy's around.
Yeah. Ryan Dummy can.
Now, if I can only get my hand out of his ass. Jeez. But there you have it, everybody. Also, I did want to do one last thing for this, because Mike and I also have a tradition every time that I win on the show, a prediction.
I hate you so much.
But there you have it. We won't waste your time with any more silly stuff today. We got plenty of sports going on. But it was just a nice reminder what goes on around here when we do place predictions. I do have some fun stuff we're going to do later, so keep that in mind. We're going to start talking some baseball today. Pittsburgh Pirates, they did get swept in the series against Tampa Bay. Was no surprise, especially after the way the first two games went. I was almost willing to bet money on the fact that they was going to probably lose that third game.
Yeah.
They started Vince Velasquez, which turned into a disaster kind of early in the game. Velasquez gets removed after 3 innings with a discomfort in his right throwing arm, right, I think his elbow, I believe. The Tampa Bay Rays literally hit 3 home runs. The final score was 3-2.
Oof.
Tampa Bay hit 3 home runs, 3 solo jacks. The Pirates' only runs came late in the game, 9th inning. Carlos Santana knocked in a couple runs. Wasn't enough, though. The final score in the game was 3-2. Thank goodness that game is over. Pirates dropped to 20-12. You know what? At this point, I don't even care, because that series was such a quagmire. We get to move on. The Rays, they do go up to 26-6. But here's a couple encouraging things moving forward. These are the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 opponents for the Pittsburgh Pirates.
All right.
We come home. We come home to play the Toronto Blue Jays today. That game starts at 6:30. Then we host the Colorado Rockies, who you recall we scored about 600 runs against a couple weeks ago in Colorado, which is even funnier because the Colorado Rockies just swept. Yes, they swept the Milwaukee Brewers. They finished a complete sweep of the Brewers yesterday. I don't know what happened.
How?
I don't
How
know.
does that happen? You know what? That's sports, man. The unexpected always seems to happen.
Well, it's got to be the baseball gods, because here's what I'm saying. The Pirates, they faced the Tampa Bay Rays, and they had no chance, and they got blown out. But you know what? The Milwaukee Brewers got swept. The Chicago Cubs got swept. St. Louis Cardinals got swept. The whole division only won like 2 games over the past 3 days. It's crazy. You could call it a weak division. You could call it whatever you want. But the fact of the matter is, every single team in the division lost when the Pirates lost. That played to our advantage greatly, because we're still sitting at 1.5 games in first place, 4.5 games against the Cubs, and we're still 10 over the Cardinals. Boy, I can't wait to start winning again, just to drive these Cardinals further into the ground. They're just asking for it. And if you know anything about the Cardinals, you don't want to let these guys linger too long. Even though it is a terrible team, you don't want to let this Cardinals team linger too long, because they found ways my whole life to make it do great things. Believe me, this team, you want to bury them, kick them while they're down.
Yeah. F the Cardinals. That's all I got to say.
Yeah.
I don't like them. Never have, never will.
And we still didn't draw. And here's the thing. Of course, the Rays, they hold the best record in the league, and we're still only slightly behind the Braves and the Orioles overall. So you know what? This series wasn't the worst thing ever. I think it was a reality check to maybe humble ourselves a little bit moving forward, coming back down to earth and playing some teams that that aren't the aliens from the Space Jam, and could possibly give us a little bit of confidence and motivation moving forward. As I said, we got Toronto coming to town today, then Colorado. Then after that, guys, it's going to get a little tougher. You have Baltimore. Baltimore's a good team. They're up there in record, and got to watch them Orioles. Funny thing about the Orioles, they always seem to have a decent team or a good team, but they never do anything. Have you ever noticed that the Orioles, they never do anything? This team, I don't think, has won a World Series since 1981 or 83 or something like that.
Yeah.
That
sounds about right.
But they just always they get this good team, and in that division, you think, okay, they're doing really well. You're playing the Red Sox, you're playing the Yankees, you're still doing well, you're still having a good season. This team just never gets it done. But anyway, that's who we play third. Then after that, we got the Detroit Tigers, the Arizona Diamondbacks, the Texas Rangers, and then the Seattle Mariners. And yes, that's a lot of American League teams.
I was going to say that is a ton of American League teams.
But they forget that we're in the National League, because we already played the Astros, we played the Rays, the White Sox. I thought back in the day you just played a division from the other.
And that was it. Yeah, it's like you're playing the entire American League.
Out of this 7 teams, 5 of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them is American League. The only 2. Arizona and Colorado would be the only 2 National League teams. So I don't know. Yeah. I don't know when that changed. Again, we don't follow baseball as closely when the Pirates are terrible.
So we barely cover baseball.
But now they're good. It's a heavy topic here on the show.
Yeah. It was depressing last year talking about the Buccos.
Yeah, I loved it. Remember, I'd open the show with the Buccos every day and used to get so mad.
Oh, I wanted to fucking kill you.
They had 100 losses. We were opening a show with the Buccos.
He was like, let's talk Bucco baseball. Like, I'm going to kill you.
I couldn't help myself. Also coming up, like I said, the Pirates do have Toronto coming to town tonight. They around the division, the Cubs play the Marlins. The Reds have the White Sox, Cardinals, and the Tigers, and the Brew Crew plays the Giants. So hopefully, we can get back into swing here and start winning some games somehow, some way. Some things worked out for us, and here we are. We're still top the division. We haven't even budged an inch one way or the other.
You know what? At this point, I will take that. Yeah, we got beat by the best team in baseball, but guess what?
But guess what? The Brewers got swept by Colorado.
On anyone else? So to me, that's a win.
Yeah,
that's a win for us, and I'll take it.
That's in any time to take a 4-game winning streak, it would be when everybody else in your division loses every game as well.
Yeah,
but,
that's the best time to lose. Is
it
when
really
everyone
is.
else decides to fuck it up.
Things really worked out in our favor. The Pirates, the game finished 3-2. The hits. Tampa Bay had 5, Pittsburgh had 4 errors. Tampa Bay had 1, Pittsburgh had 0. Again, 3 of the hits out of the 5 that Tampa Bay had were home runs, and that was all their scoring. Here's a couple of things, a couple notable things. That Eflin, I think Zach Eflin, maybe.
Yeah,
he's the pitcher for Tampa. Now, there was all this weird stuff that went on during this series with these umpires, and people were just. These guys are so unprofessional and just their overall performance. At one point during the game, the umpire came out and made their starting pitcher take off his rubber wedding band. The guys wear those black rubber wedding bands.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even on his throwing hand. It was on his glove hand. And the umpire comes out and makes him take it off.
Why? That makes no sense whatsoever.
I don't know. This group of umpires are
they were the worst in the worst in the major leagues, is what these people sound like. That's so. They're like a power hungry group out there.
That's what they seem like too. Like they're power hungry.
Yeah, if it wasn't, they just wanted everything to be about them.
Yeah.
Thank God we don't have to see them for a while. Yeah. Hopefully we don't have to deal with this crew ever again.
Watch it be the Pittsburgh crew for this weekend's games.
Oh, that would actually be kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie, I would laugh at that. That'd be like that's exactly what the Buccos need.
Yeah,
is this crew to follow them around.
Oh, well, that'd be a good way to guarantee a bad season. Believe me.
Oh, very much so. Yeah, now I kind of want to see it happen. Just for shits and giggles.
Yeah.
Just to see this team have to deal with this umpire crew for another game or for another series.
So Velasquez, he gave up one run. Like I said, he came out after 3 with discomfort in his throwing elbow. Zach Eflin, he had to remove his wedding band. But here is one good thing that happened for a pitcher in this game. You may have seen it on our site. Colin Holderman. I'm sorry, Colin Holderman.
Cole Holcomb.
Cole Holcomb pitched yesterday. He had what they call an immaculate inning. It's only happened 4 times in Pittsburgh franchise history, which the franchise has been around since I think we said 1878, perhaps.
Yeah, somewhere along those lines.
And this means in his inning pitched, he had 9 pitches, 9 strikes, and 3 strikeouts.
I love it.
That's really cool. I didn't even know that was a thing. I thought, what if it happens? It happens. Yep. Maybe it happens often. I don't know. I just never even thought about it. But
it's a thing.
Who's been hot all season, he had an immaculate inning. That's a thing.
It's a thing, and we did it. Boys, we did it. One of our guys did something good out of this series.
Yeah.
So, I'll take it. A win is a win.
A win is a win is a win. And if you have an immaculate reception, hey, we'll take it with a loss.
We'll take the immaculate inning, maybe.
Immaculate inning. What'd I say? Immaculate
reception. Said immaculate reception.
Gee, I don't know how that
mistake
could be made.
This guy, you knew what you were doing.
3 home runs yesterday. Diaz, Walls, and Arizona for Tampa Bay. Again, Santana had 2 RBIs, 2 hits. It's gonna be nice to see things get back to the way they were.
Yeah.
Today we're gonna get that opportunity to check it out. Toronto, has right-handed pitcher Chris Bassett on the hill. He's 3-2 with a 5.18 and 28 Ks on the season. And now what we did was we just turned around and placed Rich Hill in the spot that we pulled him from yesterday. So Rich Hill will be on the mound for the Pittsburgh Pirates. He's coming in with a 3-2, 4.18 and 27 Ks. Mm-hmm. So the matchup is pretty even there with their pitcher. It looks like it should be a good game. Again, it's 6:35 today.
Hopefully Rich Hill can come out firing, throwing aspirin, as they like to say in baseball. And hey, this is what you shouldn't have bumped me, man. Look what happened when you bumped me. And I'm gonna come out here and I'm gonna produce, and hopefully he can do it, man. Show them that he should have played.
Yeah.
No, I'm just trying to find a positive for this team right now.
I can only imagine what score we would have lost by if he would have played.
Probably. Hey, we lost 8-1 the game before. Yeah. So I'm not so sure.
I want to make a deal with Derpy. I want to give him Austin Hedges back.
Can we?
Please. Well, anyway, delay started yesterday behind the plate to give Hedges a little bit of a break. He goes 0 for 2. Things doesn't get much better. So if we are still lingering around at a decent position come trade deadline, I think the catcher position is something that we should seriously look at, only for the offensive aspect, of course. I don't know.
This Bucko team, we need a win. We need a win. We need to get back on the horse, get a win. It's May. Just don't. Hopefully this.
You're
team,
not like I'm not so tied up with Austin Hedges when we're winning.
Yeah, it's like when you lose, man. Austin Hedges, man. He's the weak link.
Yeah,
he is. He's the weak link. But hey, it's only May, Bucko fans. There's still a lot of baseball left.
Yeah,
we got this, man.
The guys like Mike Piazza, the catchers that can hit the ball.
We never get those guys.
It came around and it left. You just don't see it often anymore.
We don't get those guys,
No.
We had Jason Kendall for a while.
We did have Jason Kendall. Boy, was he wonderful. He's my favorite Pirates catcher ever.
Ooh, yeah, him and Spanky. Just because Spanky. How can you not like someone named Spanky? What's your name? Yeah. I'm Spanky. You got a first name? Yeah, but just call me Spanky.
Just call me Spanky. That's what we'll call you from now on. You could be Spanky.
I'm Big Sexy.
I don't know. It doesn't fit as well as Spanky.
Nah. You know what? I put up a joke thumbnail, and you want to be this way? I might keep that joke thumbnail up there.
Did you come up with it or did the computer come up with it?
Yes.
Oh.
You
Sometimes they don't.
need
Sometimes
to
they don't even
see
make.
it. You need to see it. It is great. I hate to derail the conversation, but this thing is great. Hold on. Let me pull something up here. Because I have another one ready to go in its place that I just made.
Depending on how we treat you.
You know what? Probably, yeah. I was just like, you know what? I'm not feeling it today. So let's see what the AI can do. And bruh is right. Hold on, let me get some screen share going on here. There it is, boys.
Oh, don't, dude. No, please.
Hey, there's captions on there. It says two Dum Yinzers talking sports in the Burgh.
Oh, please.
Come on, look. There's you.
Mike.
There's me in the middle, and there's Derpy on the end.
Mike, please don't do this. Please.
look how it's Pittsburgh spelled. It's blub. Well, I don't know what logo it's supposed to be on this shirt.
This is really bad.
Random goalpost in the back. The random pitch, the hodgepodge of nothingness background.
Yeah.
That is the Pittsburgh cityscape.
Oh, dude. I'm sorry. I won't say nothing else about you today. Nothing bad. Please, just don't put this on. Please.
Okay, that's gone. It's gone. I'm gonna go change it now. But I had to.
Yeah. Good Lord, that's bad.
Yeah, it is terrible, but it made me chuckle. There we go. I put a new one up.
Show us what the new one is. I got to see this. We have to review everything from now on.
You are just a hater, sir.
Oh, did you see? Did you see that picture with his backward arm?
Yeah, those things are great, man.
What do you think? What do you think our
there
new friends?
Here's the new one. Here's the new one.
What do you think our new friends in Honduras are saying about these?
they're like this Mike, this big sexy guy knows what's going on. He's having fun. He's lost his mind. He's off his rocker. So here's the one I put: a nice little skyline of Pittsburgh at night.
That's
Two
acceptable.
Dum Yinzers talking sports in the Burgh. You know, I you know how I get sometimes.
I mean, that other one's painfully bad. You know what I mean?
It's not even so painfully bad. I love it. That should be our stick.
And it just takes these weird random old guys with backward arms.
I know. And like, but don't they look like Yinzers? They look like Yinzers, man. Like you find the Yinzers in the news. This is like you would expect those three guys to show up talking sports.
Well, even that other picture that you could see over on the left there. That's even better with the three guys.
Hold on, I got another one here.
I just can't understand how the AI messes up numbers that bad.
Now look at this one right here. Now look at this one. This one right here.
It looks like Duck Hodges on the left. Look at his face. The guy in the middle looks like a zombie with his teeth.
Yep.
And the guy on the right looks like a mannequin.
Yeah. And like, is that supposed to be like sunglasses on the guy in the middle? Hat right there, his sunglasses hanging out on the rim. Got the backwards 3, the messed up 99. Hey, you got the Franco jersey right here, that 32.
It's like zombies.
But right there, it looks like a 20 something or a squiggle in gold. This thing is great.
These things are so bad.
I think this should be a new segment on the show. What did the AI come up with for today's thumbnail?
And that's a terrible, terrible idea.
Which makes it a great idea.
But as we were saying, the Pittsburgh Pirates, they do pick back up today at home. They're back home hosting the Blue Jays. So let's get a win, guys. Get back on that winning track. And if we could start getting back our mindset back in the order of winning series, we'll be all right.
I'm completely off my rocker today.
You lost your mind, man.
You know what? I figured the Buccos were on a losing streak. I'm in a down mood today. What can bring me up? What can bring the city of Pittsburgh up? Bad AI generated thumbnails. I knew it would make you laugh. It would either make you laugh or you just sit there in disgust, and I would feel your anger towards me.
The only reason I'm laughing is to hide my disgust. And Derpy, he's so disgusted he hasn't even spoken.
Derpy hasn't spoken in the last like 20 minutes.
You know what? I'd like to have a camera on the wall in Derpy's room when the show's actually going on, because his actions are they're comical, but you can't see what's going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes he's eating, sometimes he's drinking, sometimes it seems like he left the premises.
Like I hear a fire alarm battery dinging in the background.
That's why I turned my mic off.
I hear,
Um,
doot,
I
doot.
don't know.
You're
That's
like
good.
that, like that kid on TikTok, you know?
It's tolerable.
Yeah,
It doesn't bother me. His
you have the fire alarm going off.
my only thing with that fire alarm is I thought it was here, so I never said anything. I thought, oh shit, is that us?
See, I don't have one in my studio, so it's
Yeah.
not me. I plan on going out in a blaze of glory.
But guys, I do have something fun, a little fun we're gonna do here shortly. So let's move forward. I'm gonna cover some other things, and then we'll get into Fun Friday for Cinco de Mayo.
I need Fun Friday. I am just fried.
The Pittsburgh Penguins, Nick Bonino, Casey DeSmith, and Drew O'Connor named to Team USA for the II. Is that what it is?
I think that's what
IIHF World Championship from May 12th to May 28th in Finland and Latvia. See your guys, Mike. See your Penguins back out there playing some hockey. That's fun, right?
That's fun. And I think Gensel was supposed to be on that team, and he, saw the lineup and was like, "Yeah, boys, I think I got a little nagging injury. I just got to rest. I'm not going to go play."
Yeah, Casey
like literally,
how good are they going to be?
Casey DeSmith, and outside of Bonino, I'd never really heard of anyone else on the team. No real winners on that team. So yeah, Gensel did the smart thing. He's like, yeah, I'm not going.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
Well, you know what? Hey, I hope they win. Watch them win.
I can't imagine under any circumstances Casey DeSmith is your best goalie, and that's who you decide to go with, especially on an international level. But hey, what do I know?
Crazier things have happened. Do you believe in miracles? That's what you need to believe in. If Casey DeSmith is going to be your,
I know I believe in an immaculate inning.
I hate you.
I did mention yesterday about Pitt. The only reason I'm bringing this up is because I wanted to rub the details in the other teams from the ACC's face. I mentioned yesterday that in the past 2 seasons, Pitt has the most draft picks in the NFL, with 14 people getting drafted the past 2 seasons into the NFL from Pitt. Let me give you the numbers on the other teams.
Let's hear it.
Clemson got 13.
Not bad. One behind.
You'd think that. One of the ones that surprised me early is the North Carolina. They have 13. North Carolina. Who's been drafted from North Carolina?
Oh God. I know Downs this last draft. That's about it. Coming off the top of my head. Virginia
Tech, the next team with 9 players drafted over the last 2 seasons. Miami, the great Miami, 8. They've had 8 players drafted. Florida State, the great Florida State. Everyone loves Florida State. They just think that this is the greatest team ever. I don't get Florida State. They have a good team once every 8 or 9 years, but
I say last time they were relevant was the 90s and Bobby Bowden.
And these people, they go on about this team like there's something amazing. Well, Florida State, they had 8 people drafted over the past 2 seasons. Wake Forest coming in next with 5. Louisville with 5. NC State with 4. Syracuse with 4. Boston College with 4. Georgia Tech with 4. Duke with 4. And finally, bringing up the rear, Virginia, 2. They've had 2 players drafted over the past 2 seasons.
Lesson learned. Don't go to Virginia if you want to get into the NFL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there you have it. Take that, Clemson.
We got you beaten by 1.
Women's football, guys. Pittsburgh Passion back in action today after a week off. They had a big win in week 1 over DC. They beat the Divas 41-14. They come home, as I mentioned yesterday. The Pittsburgh Passion hosts the Tampa Bay Inferno at West Allegheny.
I love that name.
You like that? You've been saying that, yeah.
I do. I love the name.
This game is at West Allegheny. It's tomorrow at 6 o'clock. I'd like to get to one of these games, I tell you. I'd love to go to a women's football game.
No, of course you would.
Also, in the USFL, a couple more stat leaders come across yesterday that I saw. The Pittsburgh Maulers, they also, Mike, they lead in kicking points. They have 31 kicking points in the first couple games. And also punt return average, 21.3, which is a pretty good number for a punt returning average to begin with.
Not bad at all.
So special teams defense, again, seems to be this team's strong points. We could put something together offensively, but this point in the season, we look a lot better than we did last year.
Oh, God, way better. It's like night and day.
It really is. We got to get out there, too. We got to go so many places. We got to go to a Maulers game. We got to go to Passion. We got camp coming up in a couple months. I know Derpy keeps getting on me about that.
I'm too old to go to places, man. I'm old and feeble.
Derpy could wheel you around in a wheelchair.
You know what? I'm okay with that. I'm definitely okay with that. You know, I need pampered in my old age.
I miss Derpy's fire alarm. I wish he'd unpause every once in a while.
Just to hear the doot.
It makes me feel so at home. Also, this happened. Did you guys see this? This Florida, of course. Surprise, surprise.
Right? It's always Florida.
In Florida, dad knocks out a 63-year-old umpire for telling his son to calm down.
Someone should have told the dad to calm down. Jeez.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Look at that. You know, look at, you're right. That's the unspoken part of this is the dude, he knocks out a 63-year-old umpire for telling his son to calm down when look how the dad's acting.
Right? Like parents ruined kids' sporting events. They ruined them. Like it's a little league game or whatever. I don't care. Even if it's a high school game, little Johnny's not making the MLB. Okay. So just take it down a notch there, Chief. Okay. There's no need to abuse a ref. There's no like verbally, literally like knocking them out.
Yeah.
And you know, this isn't the pros. We're not playing for the World Series right now. Okay. Like sports parents, you're all out of control. This is why kids' athletics are the best when parents aren't allowed to show up. Like these umpires, these refs, these officials at these games, they don't get paid a whole hell of a lot. You just be happy that someone's there, you know, dealing with your snot-nosed brats.
Go after the 25-year-old umpire who's there in between gym trips.
He's all roided. He's all
shakes.
Protein shakes, doing tests and
trend. Go after this guy. Don't go after the 63-year-old guy.
Yeah, who's dry scooping pre-workout in between innings. Okay, go fuck with that guy.
You know, it probably took everything he had just to get out of bed today.
Right? If he's anything like me, yeah. You know what? We're pushing 63, my friend. You know that? We're closer to 63 than 25.
You're pushing 63.
Some bullshit. Derpy, this is your future.
Yeah, there you go. Take a look at Mike.
I'm not even ready for back pains at 30, so
take a good look at Mike real quick and just let that soak in. This is your future.
I'm aging gracefully though. I shaved this beard. I look like I'm like a smooth little baby. Look so cute and handsome. I'm stone sober, people.
Going back real quick to the Pittsburgh Maulers and what they're doing on the special teams. Isaiah Henney, of course, you remember this name because he did take one to the house in the first game of the season. He leads personally, individually, he leads the league in punt return yards, guys, with 161 so far.
Yeah, he's a little electric returner back there.
Yeah, he really is. I'm very impressed with this guy. He's one of them guys that have it. I'm hoping that this kid that we were talking about, the undrafted free agent the other day from San Diego State. Maybe I think he might have been from. I'd love to get a guy like this, a guy that that any given play they're a threat to take one to the house. We haven't had that in so long here.
Like the last like returners that we had, my God, where you're like, oh God, something good could happen. Randall L. and Antonio Brown. And Antonio Holmes when they did it, but once they became established at their position, you're not going to put him back there. We need a guy who that's all he does, just return, like a Devin Hester type player. Just all you're going to do is return kicks. That's all you're going to do. We need a guy like that, but those guys are hard to find.
Nick Herbig is talking about some Pittsburgh Steelers football. Nick Herbig is going to not only be playing inside linebacker, he's going to be playing outside linebacker also. You know what? I as I said, I'm not real familiar with Nick Herbig. I'm not a Big Ten guy. I didn't see many Wisconsin games, but from what I'm hearing, this guy has a lot of potential. I mean, I see an undersized guy who gets to the ball. He gets to the ball fast. But, I mean, these coaches, they're already putting it out there. He's going to be playing outside linebacker, inside linebacker. There must be a high ceiling on this guy as far as his potential goes, because, they talk like he's Ryan Shazier for crying out loud.
I wouldn't go that far, but like he has, pretty good athleticism. Like when you track like all of his measurables from the combine, athleticism was really good. But like his problem is he's a tweener. Is he an outside edge? Is he just an outside 4-3 linebacker? Is he an inside linebacker? So you bounce him around, find a spot for him. And if he can play in multiple spots, that's good for him. And my God, that can help your inside linebacker, because we've been saying we're thin there. If he can bounce back and forth between both spots, outside linebacker, inside linebacker, okay, that's solving a depth issue at both positions. And then you don't forget, you also have DeMarvin Leal, who I'd like to see him come up as just be a stand-up edge rusher to specialize in that. But Herbig, that was the thing to him coming out. Like every draft profile I read is where are you going to play him? What in your defense? How are you going to put him out there? Just because he's such a tweener and it's hard to find one specific spot for him. So why not? Don't just label him. Oh, you're just this, you're that. Have him be that little Swiss Army knife, in that linebacking core. Oh, we need an edge rusher. TJ needs a blow. Highsmith needs to get off the field. Put him there. Oh, we need an inside linebacker. Needs to sub out for a player too. Put Herbig in there, and just have him be that number one backup at all the spots. If he's good enough, do it.
I hope he does. I hope he does live up to all the hype. A lot of people were talking a lot about this guy. I got a question for both you guys. Now, you know how we went in, we cleaned house on the inside linebacker position. We got rid of Miles Jack. We got rid of Devin Bush. We brought in Holcomb. We brought in Roberts. Now, let me ask you this. Would you have rather, because there was, a lot of talk when free agency started was, there was a chance that we were going to go after Edmonds from Buffalo, a chance we were going to go after White from Philadelphia. Would you have rather, instead of cleaning house and getting rid of the two guys we had and bringing in the two guys that we did, would you rather have just got rid of one of those inside linebackers and brought in one of those other names, opposed to handling the things the way that we did, where we cleaned house, brought Holcomb, brought Robert? Would you have rather kept Miles Jack, for an example, and brought in Kazir White, or brought in Tremaine Edmonds, or brought in somebody that's already the thing about these other guys, I mean, they're not bad, they are established in the league, but I'm just talking about that next level. Would you have rather done that, or would you be more happy with going with the way that things played out?
I would have liked to have kept Miles Jack, but at a reduced salary, and still had Holcomb. I think those two together would have been played really well together. Or it's about Holcomb for like a Kazir White. Tremaine Edmonds, you would have to really get a discount on.
I mean, just for the sake of the game. Just like talking about money and finances.
Money, like give me Miles Jack and give me Tremaine Edmonds.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I wouldn't mind that, but like Edmonds though too, he has a reputation. The more you read into him, of like not being there game in, game out. Like a couple games he'll be lights out, the game or two, like he's not playing at his best. Not consistent. Yeah, like the efforts are just like the production's not there. Where like, oh my God, dude, like where were you? Yeah, God, it's hard to tell. Because I had really no problem with Miles Jack last year.
I didn't either, to be honest with you.
He was hard to evaluate last year because the front three was not playing that well. You didn't have TJ Watt. Devin Bush was, dead weight next to you. So like it was hard to get a real evaluation of him. But you know what? Sometimes it is better just, cut your losses, clean house, and start over. And
yeah. I'm curious to see how these two guys play out.
Yeah, they better, at least one of them better produce the way Miles Jack did, at least numbers wise.
Yeah, I mean, if they, somebody. The thing is, I mean, they're an inside linebacker. Somebody's going to get the tackles.
Yeah,
We just have to
it
find a way
funnels
to get
to you.
turnovers. We have to find a way to,
Yeah.
make these things happen in the middle of the field. You can't go all season not causing a fumble, not recovering a fumble. Not,
Yeah.
I mean, you're right in the middle of the field. This is
You got to be making splash.
This stuff
plays.
has to get done.
Yeah, the lack of splash plays from that inside backer position was terrible.
You even have an extra game now, 17 games. You still can't,
Yeah, you can't.
That's a long
you can't get a
time.
fucking turnover.
Yeah,
that's bad. That is bad bad.
Another thing I want to talk about real quick is I want to know your opinion on these quarterbacks. These 5 quarterbacks that came out in this draft this year. Again, last year at one point, I seen somebody saying online that this was going to be the class. This was going to be the class for quarterbacks between C.J. Stroud, Bryce Young, Will Levis, Richardson, and who am I missing? There seems to be somebody else.
Will Levis. Let's see. You had Stroud, Levis, Richardson.
Yeah, but anyway,
Bryce Young. Those are your top 4.
I don't see it. I don't see it with these guys.
But now they're talking about next year is to be the draft.
And next year's going to
and then the next year's. And then
because early on they
were
saying how great this class was. It was going to match the class of 83. And then closer to the draft, I'm hearing them comparing, saying none of these quarterbacks were as good as Kenny Pickett. Where is this quarterback class lie, Mike? I mean, on one hand, you got a guy that played 13 games.
Yeah.
I'm not getting a good feel. And these guys aren't from my conference, so I don't see them over.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Derpy sees the guy from Ohio State all the time. Give me your take on this class of quarterbacks.
I think it's better than last year's class.
There's only 2 quarterbacks last year.
Last year there was only 1 quarterback taken in the first round. Now this year,
it seemed like there was only 2 taken all.
No, this year you had 4 taken, 3 taken in the first round. So, this class was better. I think Pickett.
Well, I'm not comparing. I'm not saying last year's class was good at all. I'm just saying there was one quarterback that was taken last year. I'm saying this class in general, these 4 or 5 quarterbacks. They were being put on this pedestal that they were this was the class. These are going to be the guys who are going to take over the NFL. I don't see it.
I think this class is better. I think they're in the long run they're going to be better than last year's class.
Well, again, we only had 1 quarterback in the first round last year. So
who got lucky going into a pretty decent team, and he's coming out. He was 24 years old, 23, 24 when he was drafted, whereas these guys are 20, 21. So he had a couple more years development on him, but these guys played at bigger programs. So but they're going to worse teams too, and that's the bad thing when you get drafted in the middle of the draft. Where Kenny was drafted, he landed in a pretty good position, whereas these other guys are going into some bad positions. So
when did Malik Willis end up falling last year? Did he go in?
He went third round. He went third round,
and
then Riddler I think went in the 3rd. Sam Howell went in the 5th.
Who do you think is going to be the best out of this class, Mike? Derpy. Who do you don't just say your guy because he's from your team
this year?
Who do you honestly think that is going to be out of this year's the best? You always have guys that sizzle out. You have guys that are just kind of stagnant, and then you have guys that really take off. What do you who's going to be the best guy of this group?
Right now, my early leaning towards is Bryce Young, just because I think Carolina has more talent around him than they do with the Texans. Richardson needs to. I would like to see him come along slowly, kind of like Mahomes did. Let him sit half the year, come play at the end of the year, and then give his second year in the league, give him the full reins there. Just because he didn't play that much, but I saw development from him from the end of last year through the whole draft process where he changed the way he threw and he looked to get better and better. So I think I think Bryce Young. I'm just going to go right now. I think he's going to have the best rookie year out of all the quarterbacks taken, unless like Will Levis comes in like in the second half of the year. I think he might have a chance just because I think Titans might have. You got Travis Henry. You can just lean on the run game.
What do you think, Derpy? Who's going to be the best quarterback out of this class when it's all said and done?
Anthony Richardson.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
Like if he progresses the way you're mapping out his athletic ability and saw the progression from end of the year through the full draft process in like 10, 15 years, you can be saying, yeah, he's the guy.
Here's my problem with basing
I do think
things.
the most sorry.
Oh, go ahead, Derpy.
I do think the most underrated quarterback in this draft is Robinson from UCLA.
But, oh, he's with Cleveland, so I'm sure he'll.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
So
That's why
he's
I
our
said-
poor kid already got the kiss of death right there.
Yeah.
I know, but
Here's my thing about going by athleticism with quarterbacks. I just
think he's the most underrated one.
once you get to the NFL, everybody's athletic and everybody's the fastest and the strongest. And I like to see a smarter guy. I like to see a guy that figures out ways to win, because your athleticism only takes you so far in the NFL. It's not high school, it's not college. And you could see a guy like and I hate to even do this, but DJ, he kind of relies on his athleticism and his I don't know, I don't even want to say his speed, but a lot of times turn up the field, gain the 3 yards, opposed to thinking that you're going to outspeed everybody on an NFL defense and burn them by stepping back and losing 4 yards first. I like to see a smart guy back there. If you get somebody who's smart and athletic and all those things,
that's what Richardson has.
I hate basing things off of athleticism when it comes to quarterbacks.
But what I'm saying is, like,
because you still have to be able to play the quarterback position whether you're athletic or not.
Yeah, but he can make the throws. He can make the reads. It's just,
I don't know. He's only played
like
3 games. How can we
he played
judge?
13 games. You can see him on the game film, man. He was reading defenses. He was making the right throws, but sometimes the mechanics would break down, and that stuff can be fixed. Only playing 13 games, you can fix the mechanics of the way you play. But you add that on top of the natural athletic ability he has for how fast he is, how quick he is. That just adds a different element to the
I'm
game.
seeing a bunch of athletic quarterbacks not be that great in the NFL. Is what
Patrick
I'm
Mahomes is doing pretty well for an athletic quarterback.
Okay. Yeah.
Jalen Hurts is doing pretty well for an athletic quarterback. Joe Burrows, it's pretty athletic. Josh Allen's pretty athletic.
Look at all the ones that aren't doing well. Look at Malik Willis. Look at the list really goes.
Malik
both
Willis
ways.
coming out of Liberty.
That doesn't. I'm talking about athleticism. That doesn't matter if you're from the streets or if you're from Harvard. What I'm talking about is the athleticism of the quarterback, and he's one of the most athletic out there. Is what I'm saying. You got to be between the ears. You got to be able to play the position of quarterback in the NFL. It doesn't matter if you're the road runner. Is what I'm saying. But
yeah, that's what I'm saying. With like Anthony Richardson is showing that too. He was showing he had the ability to read the defenses.
We will see. One thing that I do want to get into today, speaking of quarterbacks.
Can I do something real quick?
Please.
Just I was everyone knows I'm not the biggest Kenny Pickett guy, but I hope he does well. He's my quarterback on my team, and I want him to be the best he can be because that can help us go to a Super Bowl. But like everyone was going crazy about rankings, how Kenny was rated low and all the quarterbacks in the AFC. I called him Tim Tebow 2.0.
Oh, that's hilarious.
No, because you criticize Tebow.
Almost as funny as the sex scandals at Penn State.
Yeah, because
State.
Like if you don't like Tebow, you didn't like him because he was Christian. If you don't like Kenny, it's because you're a Penn State fan.
I didn't like him because he stunk a quarterback. I didn't care.
But no, that's what I'm saying. That's just.
I think Troy Polamalu was a Christian, and I liked him just as much.
Me too. But
anyway,
Tim. Yeah. So if you hear me say Tebow 2.0, it's just me tongue in cheek getting at Kenny fanatics. I like Kenny. I want him to do well, people. I'm allowed to criticize.
Yeah, whatever. You
know what? Fine. F you, Kenny Pickett. You suck.
You want to play a game with your your sex predators from Penn State?
Hey, we can get the ones from Ohio State too.
Well, who's known for having the child molesters? It's Penn State. And you know what I was thinking about? Remember the other week we brought this up, and you said, you know what? You would too if your scholarship was on the line. I thought to myself one day, I thought I would not. Even if I had a scholarship on the line and some dude was touching my wiener, I would be totally against it and probably get the fuck out of there. Any situation where there's a dude grabbing my wiener, I don't care what it would be. I'd be gone.
You don't know until you're in that situation.
Oh, I know. I know right now.
They
can have $1 million check in your hand, and you say, if I touch your wiener, you could have this. I wouldn't be rich.
Oh, you're gonna give me $1 million? Give me that $1 million.
Yeah, see, I wouldn't. $1 million. So that's why you're a Penn State guy.
No, that's why I'm.
You will compromise your wiener for other
$4
things.
million? Yes, I would.
And I would not. I would not compromise my wiener
I
for
would.
anything
I would.
that's
And people want to
predatory-
ask me how I got my $1
predatory.
million. I'm like, someone touched my wiener. I got myself $1 million.
There you go. That's why you're a Penn State guy. See, it all makes sense. It all comes together on this show. What I want to do next, guys,
What, can I mute you now?
we have 17.
Derpy mute, Ryan.
The Pittsburgh Steelers has 17. We only got 10 minutes, guys, and I wanted to have more time for this.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We
can
have
go
17
overtime.
games this season, guys. And what I want to do real quick is I want to do an early walkthrough these games. Of
Ooh.
course, the schedule won't come out till next Tuesday, which is highly anticipated. But we're going to go through our teams, and we're going to go. I'm going to give you the last year records, and I'm going to give you the probable quarterbacks that we're going to be seeing during these 17 games. We're going to get a prediction by walking through this. Again, we only have 10 minutes, so keep that in mind. I'm going to start with division, and then I'm just going to go with the order that I have written here. Okay, because as I said, we don't know the schedule until next week. So last year's Baltimore Ravens were 10-7. You have Lamar Jackson back. You brought Odell Beckham Jr. You got a bunch of little things going on there. They're kind of confident with themselves at this point. We played them 2 times. What do you think our record against Baltimore is going to be this coming season?
1-1.
1-1. Is that a safe pick, or is that a safe pick?
Yeah, this is the safest pick there is because it's Pittsburgh, Baltimore.
Yeah.
Very
Derby,
rarely do either team sweep, and when they do sweep, the team who does the sweeping tends to go on to do pretty well.
Yeah,
that year.
Derby, what do you think? Pittsburgh and Baltimore. What's the final count going to be on that series?
We sweep them in more TJ Watt sacks.
Okay, I like it. Again, against time, we got to move on. Joey Burrow in the 12-4 from last year, the 12-4 NFC North Division winning Bengals. I stalled for a second because they only did play the 16 games because of the Damar Hamlin injury. So yes, 12-4. They won the division with the 12-4. Joe Burrow. What is that series going to be, Mike?
I'm also going to say 1-1, but I can see it going 2-0 Cincy, but both games being tight.
I'm going to say 1-1 also, and I could see it going 2-0 Pittsburgh because I think that we got their number. Again, they're good, but they're the Bengals. I think that it's going to be 1-1. I think we split, but I think Pittsburgh has a chance to win both. Derby, what do you think about the Bengals series?
We split.
You split on that one? All right.
Yeah.
For the Browns, I actually seen this guy. Somebody had on Twitter yesterday. They picked the Browns to go 0-17 this year, which I think is hilarious. Which I don't think is going to happen. To be honest.
No.
But I thought the fact that somebody picked them to be 0-17 was great. Mike, Browns, they finished 7-10 last year. Watson in the back under center. Last place, of course. I think they're going to beat the Browns twice.
I do too. I think they're going to sweep them. Although I think Deshaun's going to play better this year than he did last year. But I think we're just going to do just enough to beat them because it's the Browns. That's what we do. We beat the Browns.
Derpy, the Browns. See, at least when he has the fire alarm going, I know he's alive.
Yeah, I know.
0-17. 0-17. No, we're gonna beat them both times.
All right, so Derpy got us beating the Browns both times. All right, we're moving out of the division, guys. Last year, the Jacksonville Jaguars were 9-8. They snuck into the playoffs behind Trevor Lawrence. Guys, do we beat Jacksonville?
No, we never beat Jacksonville. We barely beat Jacksonville. We barely beat Jacksonville, so I think Jacksonville's going to win.
Derpy, Jacksonville, Trevor Lawrence, 9-8 last year, sneaking into the playoffs, win a game in the playoffs. What do you think?
Is it at Jacksonville?
I have it somewhere, but I'm not sure. I think so. I think it's at home.
If it's at Jacksonville, yes, most definitely we'll lose.
I think it's at home.
But if it's at home, we have a chance. But more than likely, I'm probably going to go with the loss here.
All right. Tennessee, they finished 7-10 last year. Ryan Tannehill, we don't know if we're going to see him. We don't know who we're going to see. Just depends on what point of the season they are or how well that the quarterbacks are performing. What do you guys think about the Tennessee Titans?
Oh, that's going to be a win.
It's going to be a win.
Gonna be a
on
win
that, good.
unless King Henry goes off and carries that team on his back that game. I'm
Ain't
going
King
with
Henry
Unless they
going
find a
to
passing game, they're
Philadelphia or
nobody.
something?
No, that's just a rumor.
That was a rumor.
Yeah.
Unless they find a passing game, they're nobody.
Kyler Murray and the Cardinals, which he has a question mark. We don't know if he will be the quarterback when we play him, but 4-13 is where Arizona finished last year. What do you think, Derpy? We beaten Arizona?
Yeah.
Mike, Arizona?
Yeah, that should be a win. Big win.
The big game, I think the biggest challenge, anything outside of our division, is the San Francisco
49ers, yeah.
49ers. These guys finished 13-4. Trey Lance is marked in at their quarterback at the moment. Again, we don't know who it'll be. I'd like to see Trey Lance at some point, but we don't know. 13-4 last season. They won their division. Mike, we're going to beat San Francisco.
Ooh. No. I think it would be a competitive game, but I think San Francisco wins.
I think we're at home against San Francisco as well. So
I
think it's
going
gonna
to
be a
be even
good game.
tighter game then. So we don't have to go with the West Coast. It's going to be a tighter game, but I think 49ers do just enough to win.
Derby, San Francisco.
Brock Purdy is a bum and Kenny Pickett is a god.
Brock Purdy ain't even playing. My man is going to be out for the year with a dead elbow.
I know. He's a better rookie though.
Houston
Purdy
Texans.
was a better rookie. Yeah.
No.
Okay, we got
Pickett
this.
Hold on.
This could be Monday
Derpy.
morning. We could do this, guys.
Focus, Derpy. Focus.
But I'm gonna say, we lose this one though.
I say we beat San Francisco. The Houston Texans, guys. They were 3-13 last season. 3-13. Do we beat the Houston Texans?
This is going to be the game that we should win, but we end up.
But we're gonna lose, and yeah, we always have a game like that.
Let's stay in the division. Possibly Anthony Richardson. Indianapolis Colts. They were 4-12 last year. Did the Steelers beat this rookie?
Yes.
Yeah.
We beat the Colts.
Beat the Colts.
There's enough there for Richardson. It's just the way they use him.
Yeah.
Is good. What, him or Gardner Minshew?
And it's just
I think
the
they're
Colts.
quarterbacks.
It's just the Colts.
It's the Colts. You're right. If it wasn't for Peyton Manning, that would have been a bad organization our whole lives. Believe me.
Peyton Manning and
yeah.
What's his name? Drew Lock. Not Drew Lock. Oh my God. Andrew Luck. Excuse me. Yes. Thank you.
The Rams, Matt Stafford. The Rams finished last year. They had a little bit of a Super Bowl hangover. They finished 5-12 last season. The Matt Stafford and the Rams. Do we beat them?
Oh, we beat them. Allen Robinson goes for 2 touchdowns.
Derpy.
I say Allen Robinson goes for 3 touchdowns.
Oh,
see, I was
always
leaning
keeping it
towards 3.
competitive. Always keeping it
I know
competitive. Derpy and
just,
Mike used to.
Derpy's just like so mean to me. Always, everything's a competition with Derpy.
9-8 last year. The Seattle Seahawks. Geno Smith. What do we do against the Seahawks, guys?
Geno Smith for the win.
Geno Smith.
You're picking Geno Smith too, Derpy?
Yeah.
I got the Steelers.
The way we played them last year, I don't know. Especially if it's in Seattle.
I do believe that is in Seattle. Don't quote me, but I think that it is. Next game, we got 3 games left, guys. Jimmy G and the Raiders. The Raiders finished 6-11 last year. They've done some things to improve their squad. Nonetheless, we're going to see Jimmy G more than likely in the Las Vegas Raiders. Who do you think, Mike?
Oh God, we beat them last year, but we caught them at the right time because they were imploding. Well, I think. Fuck. Yeah, we're gonna win. We're gonna win.
Jimmy G and the Raiders, Derpy.
Ever since they left Oakland, they've never been the same team.
They're never good.
It really doesn't answer the question.
But I'm gonna go with the Steelers beating them.
There you
All
go.
Right. 2 left, guys.
They really haven't been the same, Raiders are like respected since they left Oakland.
The Raiders never won a Super Bowl in my life.
Same here.
Think about that. They lost in 03 to Tampa. They lost in the early 80s they beat Philadelphia in the early 80s. I'm lying. But that would have been it. All right. The 8-9 New England Patriots, Mac Jones under center.
Oh,
Can we
Steelers all
just
day,
tie?
baby.
You could tie. Did you
I
pick a
wouldn't want
tie?
to tie, but for what they did with us, trading with us with Broderick Jones, I mean, can we just like?
Well, here's my thing. I think we're going to lose to the Patriots just because we don't beat the Patriots. Even when we're
You're
good
right.
and they're not good, this team always
You're right.
finds a way to win against us. I hate it. I don't know how they do it. Jesse James caught that ball. But I'm picking
He for
the-
sure did.
And finally, gentlemen, the Green Bay Packers, 8-9 last season. A new
Fluke
quarterback
of a Super Bowl.
after a long time. Jordan Love. What do you guys think? I think this is in Lambeau Field. I think.
I'm going with the Steelers in this one.
Go with
Steelers
the
will win.
Steelers win over the Packers.
Super
Yeah.
Bowl 45 was a fluke. You heard it here first.
So there you go. All right, guys. That was fun. Getting your individual takes. Always.
I think I give the Steelers a pretty good record.
I think the Steelers are going to have a pretty good record. I think they have a pretty weak schedule, a pretty favorable
Yeah.
schedule.
That's the thing, man.
Rookies.
That
we're
weak
gonna be
schedule is going to help
facing-
us.
You know, the thing is, we're a $100 million defense. The defense hopefully will be better than it was last year. It came alive at the halfway point. If we see that defense or better, I think we're gonna have a really good
Mhm.
season. We made a lot of improvements, especially on the offensive line. So I expect us to have a pretty good year. I would be surprised.
Me
if we
too.
didn't, to be
Like
honest.
the offense just can't wait till like the end of the second half to come
Right.
alive.
I think that's gonna happen. I think it's gonna happen. We had, we had some pretty key pieces. So,
We'll
Mike, why don't
see.
you
We'll
guys tell
see.
everybody about the website?
2dumyinzers.com. Head on over there. We have links for everything: YouTube, Spotify, Anchor, Facebook, Instagrams, Twitter, email address, all at 2dumyinzers.com. We have the merchandise store. You might, or one day you might see the Tim Tebow 2.0 t-shirt.
Yeah.
All at 2dumyinzers.com. I had to get that in there at the end.
Go check it out,
Yes.
www.2dumyinzers.com. Lots of cool things over there. As Mike stated, we are on all week long from Monday to Friday, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. And the show that we do every day gets uploaded at 8 o'clock p.m. over on Spotify. So if you like the show, you heard in the morning and you want to listen to it again on podcast, go over to Spotify at 8 p.m. It will be over there. Brand new show every day. All right, guys, I got a trivia question. You guys ready to rock?
I am ready.
Get into this weekend. Now, this one, guys, is going to be a Toronto Blue Jays question because the next team on the schedule that they show up today in Pittsburgh to play our Pirates is the Toronto Blue Jays. So here we go. What year were the Toronto Blue Jays founded? And I'm going to give you choices. So don't panic. Was it A, 1977, B, 1967, C, 1997, or D, 1987? Again, what year were the Toronto Blue Jays founded? 77, 67, 97, or 87? Take a minute to think about it. Get your answers.
Ooh.
All right, here we go. Derpy, I'll start with you, bud. What year were the Toronto Blue Jays founded? 1977, 67, 97, or 87? What do you think, man?
It can't be 67 or 97.
It can't be 67 or 97. And why is that?
Because they won it in the World Series, and I believe in the early 90s.
That's a good thought, good process.
And that's late 90s when it,
All right. What else? What else are you thinking? Good way of thinking.
In 67, I know for sure they weren't here during the 67.
So you're down to 1977 or 1987 would have been their year, right? What do you think?
Actually, looking at it now, it could be 97. Could be 97. I'm going to go 87.
1987 is Derpy's final answer. Is that your final? Can I log you in?
Yeah.
All right, we're going to block. All right, there we go. We got Derpy locked in, 1987. Mike, what do you think?
I was thinking 67 or 77. Let's go with 77.
Mike says 1977. Is that your final answer?
Final answer.
No explanation, just an answer.
Final answer.
All right. So there we go. What year were the Toronto Blue Jays founded? Mike says 1977. Derpy says 1987. One of you guys are right. One of you guys are right. The year that the Toronto Blue Jays were founded
Mike's right.
by the Labatt Blue Company, the company that makes beer, they founded the Toronto Blue Jays in 1977. 1977.
Oh,
dang it.
They did. They beat the Braves in the early 90s, which would have been the only reason that I would have known that it wasn't, was it 97? But yes, 1977. There you have it, guys. Toronto Blue Jays. They'll be in town tonight. Derpy, anything before we take off, man?
Go support the Bucks this summer. I'm going to keep saying that.
I like it. Keep saying it, Mike.
In all seriousness, I am kind of working on a picket fence design to see if I can get one to work for a t-shirt.
I like that. I like that.
I do
All
too.
right.
I'm trying. I'm trying to show my support.
You're
for Kenny
trying. All
Pickett.
right.
I am.
Damn you.
I want him to do well. God damn it.
See,
I will will it into existence. He will be the reason. I will be the reason he succeeds.
all right. I
It's
like
me
it.
backing him. Me backing him.
So there you have it, everybody. Enjoy this weekend. It's gonna be warm.
Yes, it's gonna be a nice one, boys.
Get out, stay safe. Enjoy the Pirates. Again, the Toronto Blue Jays
Yes.
are in for the weekend. Get down to the stadium, cheer on your battling Buccos. For Mike, Ryan, Derpy, the two